Hi, and welcome to the Trucking Scribe. It's Esther. Today is the first day of the Beauty of God and Sunflowers collaboration through the month of August. So we will be talking about Genesis 1 today and the beginning of God's beauty, where it all started. And then throughout the month, we're going to talk about at least 3 Psalms that describe the beauty of God. And we have a sunflower kit, a couple of them, that I will show to you during the video. Today we're going to make this little page and we're going to make some paper clips. So I have quite a few that I just mass made. I think I have 11 in just 20-30 minutes, probably less if you take out all the inking and all. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Hi, welcome to the first day of the Beauty of God collaboration. So I'm going to start over here on Facebook. I have been posting pictures on my personal Facebook, my Trucking Scribe Facebook page, and the Junk Journaling with the Trucking Scribe Facebook group. Then I have Instagram that I'm also posting the same question. Where do you see God's beauty today? Let's share a photo, video, craft, or anything else that captures the world's beauty as a reflection of God's artistry. Let's join together and use hashtag God's Beauty 24 to see the diverse ways in which God's beauty shines every day. Remember to share this with your friends and loved ones. You can post your discoveries daily, weekly, or monthly. Let's uncover the wonders of God's beauty together. Here is my photo for today, an evening sunset on the ocean. So that was one thing that I see as God's beauty. God's beauty is everywhere. It's in everybody and everything we look at. So if you go to Facebook and join the Junk Journaling with the Trucking Scribe Facebook group, you will see these posts, plus you will see all these. I have some new kits that are out. Here's another one talking about the collaboration. I have, where'd it go? We're going to have giveaways. So this is the freebie for this week. And I have it printed right here. It's Genesis 1, the creation of the world. So if you keep going, there are other freebies already up for the sunflower collaboration. Just have to kind of go down here. I know there's an easier way to get to this. So right here, I provided the group with an undated planner, and I have downloaded this and I have it in my journal, wherever it's at. I've lost it. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You have something and it's gone. So this is free in my Junk Journaling with the Trucking Scribe Facebook group. And I apologize for the glare. I'm sure there is some from the iPad. So you just go in and you get to the Facebook group, and you can go under Files, and you'll also find this here under Files. I have some other things. There's a free half-page digital kit. There's some gnome stamps and a devotional. So today, since I can't find my journal right here, so I made this. I have a video up, and I'm going to link it below. I'm going to show you how to go on your iPad, your phone, your computer, and other things to get this download. So you go in here and you see this right there that says more. You click on it, if it will let me. There we go. So then it brings up this bottom here. And here's where it tells you all of the stuff that is going on. You're going to have to hit the more button again to get all of this information. It tells you about the digital kits, that they're 50% off during August. Here's the free Bible study right there. Then I have the 2 digital kits that, actually there's going to be 3 digital kit links. I'm going to add another one. before I put this one up. So you've got the one on the Trucking Scribe, which I'm going to put up in the comment up in the corner so you can see all these. And then you have Samantha's from Beauty and Books Co. You have the Facebook group link. You also have all these ladies' social media links. So please go and check them out and tell them that Esther sent you. Leave them a comment and a like, and tell them where you see the beauty of God's creation today. Tell them where you see God's beauty today in the description below. And that's what I'm asking, is put where you see God's beauty in the comments. So back to the Bible study. We're going to go right here where it says, here is a link to the free Bible study, and we're going to click it. I'm going to pull up Safari. You can pull up Chrome. So here is the free Bible study. It is in PDF format, and it's a little bit big, so it's not going to let me look at it before you get in there. So I'm going to hit this little button right here, the down button. I'm going to hit download anyway because I know this is mine. Did it come up? There we go. So I'm going to open mine in GoodNotes. You could open it in other ones, and I don't know if my pen is, yeah, it's someone do open in GoodNotes. I love GoodNotes. Import as a new document. Now, the reason I love GoodNotes is because you can go in here and you can write with a pen. So I'm just going to put August 1st, which today is not the 1st. So I can go back and I can erase all this. Started July 31st, 2024. So you can do the same thing that you would do on pencil and paper. With pencil and paper, you got shapes up there, a lasso, and all this good stuff. I can show you if you'd like it in a separate video, so this one's not so long. So here we're on week 1. This is the whole Bible study. There is a blank page to write notes on. So after you read the weekly reading, you go to the Bible study. So today is Genesis 1. We're going to talk about the creation of the world. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and the darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God said that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was evening, and there was morning the first day. And God said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called this expanse heaven. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind on the earth. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seeds according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its own kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of heaven to separate the day and the night, and let them be signs for seasons and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule in the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning on the fourth day. And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. So God created great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the water swarms, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heaven, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning on the second day. And that is on the sixth day. That's the ESV version. So now we're going to go, and you can put this in your PDF also. I can do a separate video to explain how to get the PDF down in GoodNotes, and how to add new things if you want. But for now, we're going to talk about, what does Genesis 1 say about the beauty of God? So Genesis 1 through 2 reveals the divine beauty of God through the act of creation. These verses depict God's appreciation for beauty, creating the universe with power and wisdom. From the formless earth to the Spirit hovering over the waters, we see God's grandeur and majesty. The inherent beauty of God's creation, ranging from galaxies to microscopic organisms, reflect his divine beauty. This beauty is a visible characteristic of his nature and his creation. Genesis 1 portrays a God who designs and creates, delightfully emphasizing his attention to detail, love for diversity, and the ability to create life out of chaos. This reveals his beauty not only in what he makes, but also in how he creates it. Genesis 1 shows us many sides of God's beauty. We can see it in the things he made, his creativity, his power, and his goodness. The beauty of God in Genesis 1 isn't just about how things look. It is a vital part of who he is and what he does. So there are a few things that I did want to talk about in Genesis 1. So first, when you see the word good, and it was good, good in Hebrew is tov. So he said that every day on every day that he made a new creation. The other thing that I wanted to really point out in Genesis 1 and 2, Genesis 1 is a priestly version. So when you're talking about a priestly version, so here in chapter 2 you read, when the Lord made the earth and heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth, for the Lord had not yet sent rain or water to the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. Instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. Then the Lord formed the man from dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. But if you read up here in chapter 1, where God created man, it says, then God said, let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on earth, and the small animals that scurry across the ground. So God created human beings in his own image, and in the image of God he created them, male and female. He created them. So you can see the difference right here where this first version hits the highlights. So it is the priestly version, which just hits on like I said, the highlights, because the priest already knew all of this. They had memorized the scripture. So then in Genesis 2 is more of a story or a narrative version. And it gives you more information, like right here, when the Lord made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth. So here in chapter 11, verse 11, then God said, let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant, and trees that grow seed-bearing fruits. Then seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees with seeds. Their seeds produce plants and trees of the same kind, and God saw that it was good. So you can see the difference in how this is talked about. There's more information of how God breathed into the man's nostrils and gave him life, and made him a human man, and how God planted the trees and placed the tree of life in the middle of the Garden of Eden, and how the river flowed from the land of Eden, watering the garden and then dividing into 4 branches. And it just goes on and on in this chapter that tells you about the creation story from more of a community perspective. So this would be the story that you would sit and tell around the campfire. It's easy to remember. It makes sense to the people that was being told the story. So learning to begin the study of God's beauty, we need to start here in Genesis, where it's the beginning of the world, the beginning of everything that we know of that God created. So I love this. I love both stories of Genesis. I did not realize there were 2. So there's a priestly version and there's a narrative version. And it makes sense. I always thought the first one told a little bit and then the second one just elaborated, but which can be that way. And you can look at it either way. So they work with each other to give more information. But when you think of it from a scholarly perspective and a community or a congregational perspective, Genesis 2 is easier for the congregation and people that did not have schooling to understand. And the priestly version just gave the very top highlights that the priest would really need to be telling people what was going on. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of Bible study. As you can see, we'll be doing Psalms 8 next week. Then we're going to do Psalms 19. And then 104. And then here you can find all the links to most of the ladies that are working on this project. And I hope that this helps with the PDF version on an iPad or computer, even your phone. But I did want to walk you through, and like I said, there's 3 kits now because I made another one. This one is mostly Samantha's, and I love these trucks. You've got the plain writing paper, then you have the beautiful sunflowers, and I'm showing it to you in here. I will put up in the corner up there the full pages so that you can see them. So this one's from hers too. You got the little birds and the beautiful pictures, the lavender and the sunflowers. So these journals I am doing on the side. I'm not going to do a step-by-step like I've been doing because I've done one quite a bit in the last few months. You got these beautiful butterflies. She's beautiful. I loved all the little ladies that were in this journal, in this set. So you're going to see I'm still needing to put more in here. There's this one. So I need to cover this page. Actually, I need to cover several pages. So this is a kintsugi sunflower digital. Kintsugi is the Japanese way of repairing pottery that has been broken. They use some gold to glue it back together, and you can see the lines in here. That's where, say this was a bowl, it broke, and they brought it back together and put the pieces together and glued it, and it actually made it stronger at these joints. So as you look through here, all these little lines are representative of those gold lines that are in kintsugi. And I'll put this one up in the corner too, and have a link that you can go and get it if you would like to. It would work great with our sunflower collaboration that we're working on right now. So you don't necessarily need a digital. You don't need the Bible study. You could just watch and take a notebook and take notes on the side. I do that. You see all these little cracks in there. These turned out really good. The house, there's cracks back here where the house, say it was a ceramic picture or even a real house, it got broken while they took the gold and the glue and glued it back together and made it prettier and stronger. Gave it more life. So think of your life as those broken parts of you, the hurt and the lostness. Is God putting you back together with this glue, and the glue, the gold, is God, and He's making you stronger at those joints. So as I learned more about the kintsugi, I really love that idea that as I'm broken, I'm put back together. See the cat here? You can see the kintsugi lines representing the gold and the breakage, and you could think this was where I fell off my bike. This is where a disease or happiness. It could be anything, because God brings in happiness and He makes you stronger. Sometimes it's not happiness that He brings in, but He uses that to show the world who He is and to show the world His beauty. So the kintsugi is just another beautiful way to show off His work. So I've been working on a series of kintsugi, and that's what this is. This is kintsugi, and Jesus is the name of this one. You can see the butterflies. There's music in this one. Well, actually, this one has got a lot of musical references in it. I just love the colors. So here is a big kintsugi piece that's broken, and you've got the lines of the gold and where God just created it and made it better. He put it back together and mended it. So I will leave links for all of that to where you can get to it. What I'm going to do today, we're going to make these little paper clips. So I think these are like 2-inch paper clips. I have these that I cut out from our digital. There's all kinds of different little things. I'm just going to try and get them in a little pile for each of them right now so I can figure out what I'm doing. So the kit comes with these yellow banners, and then these are in Samantha's kit, all of this, the labels and the little circles. Mine has some banners that you can also use. I've been playing catch up the last couple of days, so I haven't got all that out yet. What I did see, I was looking for different alternatives for the bottom down here instead of a flag. Well, this punched just right, and this is a 1 3/4 inch piece of paper, and it will fit in my paper clip too, so just right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it maybe 3.5 inches. I don't know if I need that much or not. We'll see. But I'm going to take my paper clip. So this one goes on the paper on this side. So that one goes that way. Depending on how you put your little piece of, where'd it go? Depending on how you put this in your paper clip, so you could put it this way, and it would go this direction. So it would go on the right side of the page if you did it that way. Or you can turn your paper clip around and have the opening part right there, and it will go like this one. So you need to just look at your paper clip, decide what you want to do. This is a great mass make project, because if you go ahead and cut your things down to the size that you want, you can have them ready and then just sit here and put them all together. So this is a longer one, but I think I like that. I could put something like this on here to give it more. I actually kind of like that colors together. I think I am gonna, well, let me see, because I want that to go around. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down. I'm not gonna glue it all the way to the bottom because I want it to kind of have some movement. And then I'm gonna put it wherever I want it at. I kind of want that green part to go over the top too, of the light green. So I'm going to fold it right there. And I don't need this much, so I'm going to just trim it off. And then I can put it in my paper clip like this. Make sure it's even. And I'm just going to glue this down. So you could sew it or you could glue it. So then what I did is I looked at these little pieces of paper, and I have some more pieces of paper that would be good too, and I just kind of played with them in the background. Let's see. So you can have them straight, you can have them crooked like me. And what I'm looking for is like these, something that goes good with those colors. So this little flag could hang off. You could do a bigger one. I don't like that one, it's just too much. You could do a little circle. And then this one will go right here. So what I want to do is, I need the 3 1/4 inch, and I have some different sizes because I wanted to use some of these other colors too. So I think this one's a smaller one. These are the larger ones. So I think it's about 2 1/2. I'm going to cut these somewhere around the 3 inch mark. So I'm going to cut right here. And then I'm going to just do another 3 inches. Okay. So then I have some that are 1 1/2 inches. So these I'm just going to cut off at about 2 1/2 inches. And I'm going to bring I'm just using my grid here. And you might want to cut straighter than I'm cutting. I don't know. So now I have these. They're about the same size. I'm going to try and cut this way. This is where I don't have a very good time at cutting, which that looks pretty good. So then these, if you take one of these and put it on here, like right there, and use that angle to cut. Okay, so I need to go in just a little bit more. Okay, so I have the bigger ones, I have some smaller ones. I'll just go ahead and do these two. I'll grab one of these. So you see how I'm leaving a little border around it? Well, what I'm going to do is, I've measured it, see where it matches that. I'm going to try and just eyeball this right in there. If you're doing 4 or 5 at a time like I did, that's probably not a good idea. So now what I can do is I can take these and I can trim that little edge off that I don't really want. See, I got a little crooked there. That's okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do, is that I've got all these pieces cut. Move that up there. So that I can do this in a mass make fashion. I'm going to take my bigger pieces, which we know these are the bigger ones. I don't know if I'm going to do that one. I may cut that one down. Let's see which one of these are bigger. So this is a bigger one. That one's a smaller one. This one's a little bit bigger, I think. Okay, so what I can just start doing with these smaller ones is laying them down on top of whatever colors I think might look good together. I may have more or less. So what I'm looking for is a little bit hanging on this side all the way around. The top can be the same size. Let's see. Is this one bigger? Okay, I don't like that one. If your cuts didn't quite make it, you can trim them up like this, or you can leave them. And you could make these like this and get them to the point that they're just like this on the paper clip and have a stash of them. And then when you want some paper clips, you just put your little pieces up there on it. Okay, so I'm going to move these over here for now, out of my way, the ones that we're not using. I'm going to line them up again, put the next layer on. So here I'm just using these little pieces, and I have actually from my scraps, I have a lot of these. Okay, so I have inked all of those. Now I'm going to just take and put some of these smaller pieces where I think they might look good. I took a piece of that, a piece of my scrap with the different colors on it, and I cut them up here. That one might need to be smaller. Let's see. Put this right there. And you just play around with them and figure out where you might want them. If you want labels on them, like that one, do the green. So you can lay these down first and look at them and see where you might like them. See, I have like a little bit of a formula here going on. I've got a couple of pieces of pages that are similar in the background. They're working for me, so I'm using the same thing. So what I was saying earlier was you could do all this and maybe not put the sunflowers on. You just have the back part and have them in a box ready to go. So this is the first time I have made these kind of paper clips. I see them all the time. Actually, I think I want that on top. Let's see if that looks any different. Maybe. I'll put those up there. And if you have some like this that are just generic kind of little things, that would be great. Pieces of paper, scraps and all, you could just glue them on here. So now what I'm going to do is just put these on their paper clips. So I want to figure out let's see. So this one is going to go like that. This one and this one is going to go this way. And this is a good way to just lay them out so you know you got them the way you want them. So then what I'm going to do is just take these and wrap them around my paper clip on this bottom piece right there. So depending on how far up you got will depend on how far you can, where you need to fold. And you may have to play with it a little bit. So I don't have a lot folded over because I didn't leave very much room, which is something I'll pay attention to next time. But I did glue this, put a lot of glue in there, and I'm just squishing it together. So I'm going to go in here. No, I'm not. Let's see. Yeah, there now it goes. See, I got to put my paper clips. You can do them either way, I guess. I'm just trying to have a variety of mine. So what I'm doing is I'm going in between this bottom piece right here, and I'm just wrapping it around that bottom wire, just like this. And then I'm gluing it. Another option, if you have a stapler, is you could staple them together to give them some more. Let's see if I can do this. So you could staple them on there. Kind of like the stapling better. So again, you're going across that bottom bar. Fold it around. I'm going to staple it again. That was not as messy stapling. It gives it another texture. Okay. I have more than this. I do, don't I? Under here, hiding. So this side, the same thing. I just have it turned around. I'm going to put this under that bottom rung and fold it over. Just like that. And I'm going to take my paper clip and I'm just going to, or my stapler, and staple it right there. See how it caught? And I could put one right there on that orange, or I can just put a little glue there to hold that down because I didn't quite get it. Same thing, we're going to go on this bottom bar. If I can get in there. And I'm going to put a little bit under that because it's coming up. But I'm going to staple it again. I like the look of the staples. I hope you enjoyed the Bible study and making these cute little paper clips. I mean, I've got 4, 6, 8, 11 in just a very short time. So I hope that you will hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave me a comment on what you think or where you see God's beauty. And now I've got this when I find my book. We've got all this already ready to go. So, thank you and have a great day.